What is stress if not time spent on social media persevering? As a team, we have decided to focus on the link between social media and stress among students at Fulbright University, Vietnam. Thus, our research question is, how does time spent on social media and a Fulbright student's social cycle contribute to their stress level? We believe this is a crucial matter to research and is currently quite an issue at Fulbright, as the Wellness Center is fully booked very often, especially during exam seasons like at the moment, and we believe that social media could be a potential cause that we can look into based on the data we have been able to gather. We hope that this research will be able to help the Fulbright community improve the well-being of everyone by providing evidence of numerous factors so that people can better understand and control them, thus minimizing their stress levels. In this project, we have been able to utilize some of the concepts and programming skills in class, including but not limited to, first, human network, to see whether students with high levels of stress often befriend each other. Second, measuring confidence intervals between stress levels and number of friends, as well as between time on social media and stress levels. And third, hypothesis testing. In this case, we have utilized the Z-test.
As we are going to examine the correlation between stress level and two factors, including time on social media and number of friends, we would use the data from three relevant questions. Who do you socialize with outside class? On the scale from 1 to 10, how stressed are you at the moment? And how much time do you spend on social media each day in hours? At first, for the stress level, we examine the data in question 24 and categorize students into two groups. One low stress group contains those who have stress level from 1 to 4, and the other high stress group contains those who have stress level from 7 to 10.
Then we examine the time they spend on social media based on question 28, and the result is shown on the box plots and histogram. As can be seen, there is little difference between the amount of time on social media and stress level among students. To test our null hypothesis, which is time on social media does not affect the stress level, we use the Z-test because our sample size is larger than 30. The p-value is greater than 0.05, which means that the null hypothesis cannot be rejected. Therefore, there is no correlation between stress level and the amount of time on social media. We have done the similar way to examine the correlation between stress level and the number of friends. We have calculated the average number of friends that low stress level and high stress level students have. Turns out that on average, high stress students have a significantly greater number of friends compared to the low stress level students. Based on the data, we can conclude that the number of friends can affect the stress level of students. In other words, the more friends a student has, the more stressed they are.
Conducting the research, we identified two main limitations. First of all is the representativeness of the survey population. Due to the limited number and limited diversity of participants in a survey, the survey result would not be able to generalize for the whole Fulbright community. Stress measured in a survey is periodic and relative. The time period people fill in a survey might not be in the exam seasons. Therefore, it might not be the case that stressful people at that moment are always stressed people. However, friendship and social media usage is not periodic and it remains constant through time, regardless of the amount of workload. Therefore, the result might suggest a correlation, not necessarily a causal relationship. The survey partly addresses the research question. It manages to capture the core idea of the course, the study time frame, and the level of stress. However, the data collected is stress at the moment. It cannot cover the duration and the frequency of stress, and it definitely not mean stressed people. The hypothesis asserting stressed people only indicate short-term pressure, while relationships and social media are long-term and it has repetition. Therefore, we suggest that the survey should be more consistent in using the time frame, since most variables suggest long-term sustenance, such as friendships, social media usage. Momentary influences might not help improving any correlation. Therefore, it should be rated based on frequency and duration.
In conclusion, our findings contradict the original hypothesis, which is the overuse of social media can lead to the higher stress level. Instead, there was no correlation to be found between the stress level of a student and the time they spend on the social media. Our research demonstrates the evidence that having the large friendship network has more chance to be influenced mentally. This finding raised the concern about the peer pressure problem would not only exist on the Fulbright community, but also extend outside the educational environment. Using social media as a factor removed from the list of stress causes can show that a large number of friends can illustrate the potential danger in the general social relation. In the future research, we aim to investigate further according to the list of questions. First, are you affected by other people's opinion? How often do you spend time engaged in a friendship activity? Third, do you feel comfortable talking with a new stranger and to be involved in a group? And final, how important is your friendship in comparison with other girls in your life? And that brings us to the end. Thank you for your attention.